Hey, yo, this is your boy Post the Mogul. You're now tuned in to hoodactionnews.com. So, as you can see on my screen, today's topic is going to be Donald Trump it. You heard me. Donald Trump it. Not trumpet, Donald Trump it. The boy Pennywise. Donald J. Trump it, aka Pennywise. Now, I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. I did vote for Trump, but as in every other politician, I'm not going to agree with everything that they're doing. So, what he's doing right now, I'm going to deem him as Donald Trump it. So, I'm going to be very objective, right? So, this is the boy Donald J. Trump it. And this is going to be the topic for the night. Got a lot of things, couple things I want to talk about this topic. If you want to call in, the numbers on the bottom is 215-821-8155. So the numbers on the bottom of the screen. If you want to call in and talk about this, if you want to talk about Donald Trump it tonight, call this number on the screen right there. We got a lot to talk about, right? NBA All-Star night just happened, but we got more important things to talk about right now. Right now, I want to talk about Donald Trump it, the boy Pennywise. So let's talk about it. So All-Star weekend, I took a look at the NBA games, but more importantly, locally here in Philadelphia, I got friends and family being affected by Donald Trump's decisions. So I myself, I have friends and like tons of friends, not just one, and family being affected by Donald Trump's decision to lay off government workers. Now, I don't know about how it goes, in your town, but I know in Philadelphia, most of the good jobs are either local city government, United States government, police, firemen. Those type of jobs are usually the most solid, long lasting. Like if you get this job, that the job will last you most of your life, right? So I know I've been told that, if you have a government job, this job will last you a lifetime, right? So now, as you can see on my screen, Donald Trump it, not trumpet, Donald Trump it is going to be, he's already started doing it. So he's going to be cutting a lot of government jobs. Now, whole economies, you know, and I know that whole economies in some city are mostly government workers, like Washington, D.C. is military and government workers, right? So there's cities like Washington, D.C. that actually thrive on government economies and government workers. Now, I'm gonna put it back on the screen. Now, look to the right of my screen right there. It says got rid of the Department of Education. This is his goal. He's starting to fire young probationary employees. Now, this is the key to why I named this Donald Trump it. Now, it doesn't matter what party you in. Now, I'm gonna keep it real with you. A lot of you, a lot of y'all out there are either strongly for Trump or against Trump. You can't really jump in the middle nowhere. So a lot of y'all out there are you're either 100% hanging from Trump's balls or you're 100% against Trump's. You can't lay in the middle and be objective. But you have me. I'm going to lay in the middle and be objective. Unfortunately, I couldn't be in the middle and vote for two people, right? So tonight I'm going to lay in the middle and be objective. I have friends and family that are immediately, effectively, whether they voted for Trump or not, they're going to be laid off from their jobs. So repeat that again. You have you have Democrats and Republicans. It doesn't matter what party you were in. It doesn't matter if you didn't vote, you're Democrat or Republican. If you are a government worker in probation right now, you're going to be laid off. So I'm going to repeat that again. Allegedly, Trump is going to lay off thousands and thousands of government workers. It doesn't matter what agency you work for. He's trying to cut down, and I believe they're trying to automate an AI all of these agencies. So computers and AIs are going to be running, your tax returns and everything. Now, he's going to cut these agencies down, and we don't know what his next step, what he's going to do, but I can tell you 100%, right? I can tell you 1,000%. Let me just get out of here. So I can tell you 1,000% that these allegedly, we're going to use allegedly, even though I know for sure. I know for sure. So I can tell you that 1,000% these probationary workers that he's going to cut are 25 and under, at most 30 and under. So I'm gonna repeat that again. You know, what generation are you in, right? Are you in the TikTok, or you in the Instagram generation? The TikTok generation, and the TikTok and the Instagram generation, you're going to get cut. You're going to get cut. You're going to lose your job under Trump. I would bet the house that 90% of these probationary workers that Trump is going to lay off are 25 and under, at most 30 and under, but most of them are 25 and under. So these probationary employees that he's going to cut, CNN and Fox News is not telling you this. These probationary employees are 25 and under. So if you a young buck right now, this is you. That's why I put what I got on the screen there. So if you a young buck right now, Trump is literally going to cut you off if you work for the government. Now, people that don't work for the federal government, this you're definitely not going to care about this. You're not going to be sensitive to this issue, not unless it's you or a family member or a close friend, right? So this is not going to pertain to most people, right? Like I said, family members and close friends. I have family members. My dad worked for the government. I have family members that have worked for the government, right? It's just a job to them, but it's a job you will be laid off. But ironically, Trump is cutting off the probationary workers, which means the young workers that are coming in to replace the retired workers are going to be laid off. So I'm gonna break it down slow for you. The young probationary workers who are 10 times out of 10, 25 and under. So if you 25 and under, yeah, that's you. If you get a government job, you're going to get laid off just because you're young and you're starting out. You're a probationary worker. If you don't know what that is, when you get a job, you just got every other the government is a lot longer, right? But if you get a job, you got like 90 days generally to like show up on time, not get fired, and that type of thing, right? It's a probation that they want to keep you, right? During the pandemic, I'm gonna break something down to you. During the pandemic, a lot of government workers quit during the pandemic. A lot of people retired. A lot of the older people, listen, during the pandemic, a lot of older people, right? I'm not talking about 40s, I'm talking about like 70s. I'm talking about grandmas and grandpops that were working for the government, right? So, and this all this information is alleged, right? The older people quit the government, they retired during the pandemic. So every government agency did a mass hiring to replace the retired people. So all of these probationary employees are the younger people coming in to replace the older people. Now, the reason I put this on the screen is that Trump wants to get rid of the probationary workers. So these are workers that are if you're like in your 20s, these are workers that are if you're in your 20s or your early 30s, this is you. This is you just starting out. You got a government job. Your mom and your grandma probably told you that a government job is a solid, good job, versus working at McDonald's. And you probably starting out making more than what you made before. You finally could afford medical insurance, um, dental. You probably got a couple kids, or you may not have a kid. You trying to get a 401k plan, and then here comes Donald Trumpet to lay you off just because you're young, basically. And he wants to reduce federal government. Meanwhile, the older people that are about to retire and they're making a bunch of money at the government are still going to stay there. He wants to get rid of them too, but it's going to be harder to get rid of them. So he wants to get rid of the older people too. So here he is. You're a probationary worker. You 22 years old, right? You got a referral. The government, they do a lot of referrals. You come in, they put like somebody can put a referral in. Like, what a referral is. Somebody that knows somebody would get you a job, right? You come in thinking you got this good, long lasting government job, and here comes Donald Trump. Not Trumpet, Donald Trump. I want you to see this clear, because this is what this dude is doing right now. Now, excuse me. On top of that, he wants to get rid of or reduce the Department of Education. Now, I can see coming in to trim, like to kind of make sure everything is going how you want it. But this guy just wants to come in and get rid of everything. If you voted for Trump, this was not in his campaign. You didn't say that you listen, you didn't say that you were going to come in and just lay off all the young workers. Did y'all you didn't know you were signing up for that, did you? So if you like, listen, you 25 and under, he didn't say he was going to come in and lay off basically the youth trying to get government jobs. That's exactly what this is. So I'm repeat that again. Donald Trump laying off probationary workers for the federal government is equal to stopping the youth from getting government jobs in the future. It's exactly verbatim what it is. Probationary workers right now are 30 and under. A lot of them are 25 and under, trying to get into the government, trying to get those good jobs that that grandpa had back in the day. That, like I said, my dad used to work for the government. I got family members that work for the government now, right? Some of them are way out of probation, like super light, like they're way out of probation, right? They've been working there for ages, right? Some of them, like, you know, I know a young guy now. He he just started. He's in probation. He's got a kid. He's 30 and under. When Donald Trump comes through, he's going to be laid off looking for another job. Just got this job. It's a good job. It was good on his resume. Now these jobs are still going to be on your resume. So if you work for the government, obviously this job is still going to be on your resume. You probably can't tell people what you do because it's information for the government you can't give out. But Donald Trump, it is what it is. Whether you voted for him or not, he's going to be chopping these jobs. So you can be a Democrat, Republican, you could be whatever you want to be. He's going to chop these jobs off for his bottom line, right? Now, like I said, I got family members and friends that have government jobs, right? Now, like I said, I bet money on it that those probationary workers, because a lot of people quit during the pandemic. A lot of people retired early during the pandemic, right? Now, they've been giving these they've been giving up they've been sending people these payouts or whatever they're trying to do, right? These these early payouts for government workers, these were BS because you see they stopped people from getting them. They had a cutoff date. But what I want you to concentrate on is this. My man, look to the right of the screen. Now he wants to get rid of the Department of Education, right? Now none of these departments are squeaky clean. Now you know that. Let me put the picture back on me. I know and you know that nothing is squeaky clean, right? So I know why you want to get rid of them. But is the benefits, is the risk worth the reward, right? Now, also keep in mind this dude is not going to run for president again. But do you want this? So I want to ask Donald Trump this. Do you want this on your legacy? Do you want to be known as Donald Trump or do you want to be known as like the president that actually got jobs for the youth and not take jobs away from the youth? Because I'm telling you, if you don't know what probationary employees are new, especially for the government. Go Probationary employees are brand new employees. You just started, you got that certain amount of time. You got to be in probation to come to work on time, do your work, and make sure that they want to keep you, just like it is on any other job. But for the federal government, allegedly most of these people are young people trying to come in and keep a job, right? Now I know in my city of Philadelphia, right, if the young people can't find a job, it's going to be more crime. I'm gonna just keep it a band with you. If the young people can't find jobs and you just want to lay them off, think about mentally how this would affect a young person. I just got a government job, and now this dude comes in, Donald Trump, and my man is going to lay me right off, right? So Donald Trump, is going to lay me right off, and I just got a job. Now, a lot of y'all don't want to hear it because you're swinging from Trump's nuts, right? Now, notice how all the rich dudes or wannabe rich dudes swing from Donald Trump's nuts paws the most. You know what I mean? Because I watch a couple people shows now. I'm a keep it a band. I nowhere in the world I was gonna vote for Kamala. Like it's just nowhere in the world. It's like it was just nothing there. It was just nothing there. I feel like it was a Manchurian candidate. So I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Um, I'm morally like And I'm a salesperson too. If you can't sell me, I'm not gonna vote for you. I'm gonna just keep it a band with you. Like, if you can't sell me on something, I'm not going to vote for you. I'm a salesperson. I did sales for a long time. If you can't sell me on an idea, and you, especially if you can't sell me to lead the country, I'm not going to vote for you. So I didn't vote for it. You know what I mean? But I voted for this dude. Now I gotta watch family and friends get laid off, and particularly young family and friends get laid off. So I'm right now, I'm definitely not, I'm not feeling Trump right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. I voted for this dude. I'm not feeling him right now. You know, maybe I made a mistake in voting for him. You know, that's what any other Democrat would tell me, any other family member. But now, we voted you win. Now also too, think about it like this. Now this is another thing. Also too, think about it like this. Out of those thousands of workers that Donald Trump is going to lay off, some of those are not just Democrats. So I'm gonna repeat that again. Out of these thousands of workers, you're not going to tell me that every worker in there is Democratic. Like, so you definitely going to be laying off a lot of Republicans, and a lot of those higher ups at these companies are probably Republicans too. You know, and then especially you got states like Texas, where who has government agencies? Texas, you could probably look it up. Memphis, definitely DC is government. A lot of these people going to get laid off. Washington DC, it has to be like, it's going to probably be the worst place because it's so many government agencies, and it's going to be nasty. Now, with Elon Musk comes into play, I don't know. I seen how he just wants to cut, like, make sure his company survive and stuff like that. So to me, this whole thing with Elon is it's a conflict of interest. It's the biggest conflict of interest I ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? But the topic is not Elon tonight. I could talk about Elon forever, right? But I could tell you this though, my family and friends get laid off. Right? I'm not buying no damn Tesla truck. I could tell you that. I could tell you that one. And I used to like Elon, but it's like, man, you diabolical.com out here for real, ain't you? But right now, no one is worse than Donald Trump getting rid of the Department of Education and firing young probational employees. That's the young mixed with the young. Do you understand that? So Donald Trump is getting rid of probational employees. I want you to see it right there. He's getting rid of probational employees, and on top of that, he's trying to get rid of the Department of Education. Now, like I said, no will is squeaky clean, and we know that a lot of these agencies are not doing 100% what they're supposed to be doing, because no will is squeaky clean, and they probably got comfortable doing what they shouldn't be doing in some of these agencies, right? So, like I said, no will is squeaky clean. No will is squeaky clean, and a lot of these agencies, they probably got comfortable spending too much money, being relaxed, acting like nobody could take your job. They probably did a lot of these different things. So a lot of these people in these agencies, they probably been walking around these government buildings, acting like nobody could take their job, spending money that they shouldn't be spending. Now, I'm not saying that, but to want to do massive layoffs. Now, this is the thing with a lot of these government agencies. The longer you've been, this is the reason why they're coming after the probationary employees, right? Which is messed up, because if you just started this job with the high, all of the wrongs that are being done at the agencies or just at a regular company are coming from higher up. So you're not going to fire the people who are actually benefiting from doing what they're not supposed to do. you're going to come down and chop off people that are like 25 and under, just starting off with a new job. Some of these people have children, they need medical insurance, all type of stuff. Chopping the youth off, I bet money 90% of these probationary workers are 25 and under. Like they're like babies, right? If you're an older person, they basically cut out the babies. That's why I put Donald Trump it. Because it you know the story of Pennywise. He always comes after the kids, right? That's what Donald Trump just did. You just laid off, and you're trying to actively lay off thousands and thousands, not just a thousand, thousands of probational employees still in probation, aka young people trying to start a new government job, or just trying to look at it as they're just trying to start a job. Because a lot of these young people may have now not necessarily went to college. This is probably their first job, right? All of these jobs are not high level jobs. You come in and you have to like learn your way to the top and stuff like that. A lot of these jobs are just you. It's a job to you, right? Donald Trump is just cutting the youth out of jobs. So if you're the youth and you want to get a government job right now, dude is just trying to cut you out of the box. Just like being cut out in probation is nasty. Listen, being cut while you're in probation is nasty work, especially if you didn't do nothing wrong, right? So just think about it. I'm gonna paint you a picture. You got up, you waited forever for the government job, right? Because I heard it takes a long time, right? You waited forever for this government job, right? You got up, you got to work on time, right? Now you did this for 6 months. It's been 6 months. You get a new president, Donald Trump. He wants to downsize government. You're 22 years old, and the dude just cuts your job just because he wants to cut federal government. Meanwhile, you got a billionaire sitting next to him, just waiting to get all his tax cuts and his government projects and stuff like that done. Definitely Donald Trump it. You know what I mean? And I've never seen this in history before. I've never seen people cut the youth out to make older billionaires more money. So listen to what they just did. They just cut the youth out to make older billionaires more money. I never seen this in my life. You know what I mean? I'm not exactly a spring chicken, in case if you want to say that, but I never seen nobody come in, chop down the federal government, take money out of the youth's pocket, right? You can't even get nothing on your resume. You may have been in probation for 6 months, and here comes Donald Trumpet. Not Trumpet, Donald Trump it. Donald Trump IT, baby. So it's Donald Trump IT, baby. Coming in. Like I said, I bet every dime I got. I bet the whole 50 cents I got in my pocket, right? That most of these probationary workers are 25 and under. I bet the whole 50 cent. How much you want to bet? Bet money, right? Now, if you want to talk about this, you can call in right now. It's on the bottom of the ticker. It's 215-821-8155. I do not have that number memorized. If you want to call in, I see it's a couple people in here. If you want to call in and talk about it, or you want to leave a comment, or if you want to pop your face up on the show, let me know. Let's talk about this. Cause I know that it depends on what city you from, but I know if you live in these major cities like Philly, a lot of family and friends are being affected right now, even if nothing has happened yet, right? It started out with sending people back to work, right? Remember that was the first thing. Now you're coming through trying to slice probationary workers, right? So this is like I said, Donald Trump is coming in to kill the youth to give billionaires more money. That's what it's looking like. Now, any Democrat would have ran on a campaign saying that he was going to do this. Now this motherfucker is actually doing it. Was crazy to me, right? This is like if you're a Democrat 101 and you're going against Trump saying that he's going to do this. The motherfucker did it. I didn't think he was going to do it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't think Trump was actually going to do this shit. I'm a wholeheartedly. I hate that word, but I didn't think my man was going to come in and then not care about millions, like thousands of people's jobs. And that's what he did. He came in and he cut the youth off, right? I mean, look at that list. Trying to get rid of the Department of Education, right? And then you are actively firing probationary workers. Probationary means young people coming in with like, listen, in government, that's young people starting government jobs. And a lot of these people are 25 and under. I'm telling you. So, like I said, the general public, like if you don't have friends and family that work for the government, this is not, if you don't have friends and family that work for the government, this is not going to mean anything to you. But if you do have friends and family that work for the government, he's getting rid of thousands of federal government jobs for probational employees, which means that you're just starting out at the government, which means 10 times out of 10 you're probably 25 and under. So when you see that word probational, it means you just started a new job. So repeat that again. When you turn on the news, CNN or any of these news channels, probational means you just started a new job, and 1000% at the government, if they're hiring you, it's to replace the people that are retiring. So you're probably in your lower 20s. So this dude is cutting off people in their lower 20s. That's why I got Donald Trump bit, cutting off the youth, right? So this dude is cutting off people in their lower 20s. And where you now, these people are Democrat and Republican that he's cutting off in their lower 20s. So keep that in mind. You know, if you're real strong for your party, whatever party you in, keep that in mind that this dude is cutting off everybody, right? I'm in Philadelphia. Friends and family are being affected with this, right? So I'm gonna rock with friends and family, right? Whatever this dude does. But most of, like I said, I got friends and family. Some of them are older. They probably won't get affected from this because the longer you've been with the government, the harder it is for them to cut you off. But allegedly, most of these people that are in probation are 25 and under. So I'm gonna say that again. Allegedly, most of these people that are in probation, probationary workers, you hear this term, most of these people are 25 and under, lower 20s. You just got a government job, you just got some medical insurance, and now Trump is going to cut you off with no other options. Now, if you go on like usajobs.com, the whole shit is frozen, right? So it's like, all right, if you're going to cut all these agencies, what are you going to open up? Is no plan. You notice he's not talking about no other plans to open up anything. So if you're going to cut all these agencies, what the hell are you going to open up? The answer is nothing right now, right? You know you got Elon in there, everything. What are you going to open up? Where are the jobs going to be? So you cut in one place, you're not going to put jobs nowhere else. So legacy is everything. Right now, it's looking like my man is your legacy is going to be Donald Trump. Right now, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Now, you do 1099 stuff. I'm waiting to see if he's going to cut this. Now, what's going to be like this will be even more diabolical. All you business owners and entrepreneurs out there, if this dude doesn't really cut your tax, so imagine this. Imagine this. I'm gonna give you a scenario. Just say this dude doesn't really cut taxes like he say he is, right? For all you 1099. 1099 is basically you run your own business, right? So you run your own business, you got 1099. If I'm not seeing any big tax cuts on my 1099, and you got friends and family that just lost a job, I mean, my man just like is it and Freddy Cougar. You know what I'm saying? Right now he's looking like it. But if he don't cut them taxes for them 1099s, my man's gonna be looking like Freddy Cougar and it. Freddy it. You know what I'm saying? It Freddy. You know, like I said, if Donald Trump, that you got to follow through with something. This right here, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna put this back up on the screen. If any person 25 and under that voted, listen, if any person 30 and under that voted knew that you were going to just be chopping jobs like that, you're going to be chopping jobs like this, nobody that works for the federal government would have voted for you. So I'm going to repeat this again. If any person 30 and under that works for the federal government, which is a whole lot of people, right? If they knew that you were going to just cut out their jobs like this, they wouldn't have voted for you. They would have definitely voted for Mamala or Kamala, whatever y'all want to call her, right? They would have definitely voted for her because they would still at least have a job right now, right? And like I said, this is not propaganda or nothing like that. I'm trying to stay neutral as possible because I voted for this dude, and then now I gotta watch friends and family. You know, everybody saying I told you so. I'm starting to believe it myself. I'm starting to believe him. Everybody said I told you don't vote for Trump, right? Now I gotta watch friends and family get laid off. Now I'm not trying to play the race card, but in Philadelphia, most of them government workers are black, hands down. So maybe he knows this too, and that will prove something else that I didn't think is true, right? But listen, this your boy Post. This is a sensitive topic. If you got any friends and family being affected, just tell them to try to move on, seek employment elsewhere, and never put your eggs in one basket, right? So if you're working for the government right now, you see this right here, don't put your eggs in one basket. But right now, my man Trump is looking like Donald Trump it because I mean, it is what it is. Trying to get rid of the Department of Education and young probational employees are being laid off. A lot of those is going to say probational, right? It's going to say probational. But the shit that they're hiding from you is that a lot of these probational workers are young employees, 25 and under. So if you 25 and under and you watching this right here, dude is about to lay you off. So you 25 and under and you looking at this right now, Donald Trump is laying off all the people in your age group because you just started a government job, right? And you're still in probation because they hired all of these people to replace the retired people. So I'm gonna repeat that again. They hired all of these new people that are new government workers, new, new young government workers that are 25 and under. They hired all of these people to replace all the people that retired during the pandemic. So a lot of y'all, I see a lot of y'all dudes doing reports and stuff like that. Y'all don't know all this stuff. You just too far on Trump's nuts. You don't really know all the, you know, you don't know the nooks and crannies of what's going on right now, right? You know what you see on Fox, you know what you see on CNN, but you don't really know the nooks and crannies. These government workers are 25 and under. They're young bucks that were hired to replace the older retired workers. So Trump is going to now come in and fire and lay off these probational employees, which if I could bet the house on it, all of these employees are 30 and under. A lot of them are 25 and under, straight up young bucks. Because you may have had like, you may have had like an aunt that's working for the government and she gave you, she gave you a referral or told you to apply for a job. You apply for that job, and now you're going to be laid off. You're 21 years old, 22. You're going to be laid off from that job because Trump is trying to cut everything young. The Department of Education firing probational workers. You got to be careful who you vote for now. And I'm not calling the kettle black either, but you definitely got to be careful who you vote for out here. This is your boy Post. I'm Izzo.